Jesus fucking Christ. There's speed on there. It's the middle of the fucking road, dude. Like, color this shit. God damn it. Go to the Asian Pacific market to pick up some duck eggs because they're very hard to find, and that's where we can find them here. Then we're going to run to another grocery store, pick up a few other things, and head back. So a lot of this stuff is a lot higher quality than you'd find at Walmart or anything like that. It's more heavy grade metal, and it's super cheap. I got a one-piece steel spatula here for like $5. Got some cooking tongs for like $2.50 or something. I just forget where they're at. It's probably hard to tell on the camera, but it's a lot thicker metal. It's also still made in the USA, so still good. But yeah, the quality stuff here, guys, way better. And these are, that's not the right thing. It's $6.99, but I know they're not $6.99. But yeah, I got them the last time. They were like $2.50, I think. Is that the same?
That's the other one that's like that.
Wait, is this that? Oh yeah. No, this is that one that was like a fucking cookie.
Cookie! Nom, 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 oh, nom.
Like an oatmeal raisin cookie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get a couple of those. These are the best chocolate bars in the world.
I smell like beef. I smell like beef. I smell like beef.
All right, this is where we come for the duck eggs. We're at $7.99 for 6, so pretty decent by today's prices, especially for, you know, this 6 is basically like 12 duck or chicken eggs. Yeah, your hand versus my hand. And so I usually eat 4 of these at a time. This is roughly equivalent to double in chicken eggs. It's not exactly, but just to figure out easy in your mind. I do also have quail eggs. Ashley likes these ones. They're like itty bitty. I don't know how to. I'd have to eat like 30 of these or something. But they're cool to look at. These little. I can't even get it out of there. No, I can't even get it out of there. It's not gonna work. Yeah, if you can't find duck eggs, like we said, we're at an Asian market. Whole Foods, places like that might have them. Farmers markets would be another good place to check. If you don't have like an Asian market, or maybe any other kind of foreign market might have something like that, other than a normal grocery store. Perfect.
Why do you keep beef jerky in the car?
Because I haven't eaten lunch. It helps if I'm like on a longer drive. If I'm like tired, it gives me something to do, and it's not like a shitty snack. This Greek yogurt is one of my favorite things before bed, because this whole thing is like 80 grams of protein. I usually eat about half or 3/4 of one, but it's all casein protein, so it's really good before bed because it's that slow digesting protein, so it's going to stay in your system overnight, keep feeding you all night long. So for meat, I'll tell you guys, one of the biggest game changers is quality meat. So I don't do that Walmart shit. We're at King Supers right now. The thing I like about them is they source from local. So this is coming from Colorado grown cattle, Colorado farmers. But quality is better in the stomach, tastes better. Like you won't believe the difference when you change from a low quality meat to a high quality meat. Yeah, we used got them all already. All right, I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite treats. So these are frozen Greek yogurt bars, 5 grams of protein, only 80 calories. So I eat these literally every single day right now while I'm bulking, usually a couple of them a day. When I'm cutting, I might cut it down to a couple a week or something like that. But they're unbelievable, guys. Better than any kind of ice cream. This one's probably my favorite. It's hard to say. In the world, it's just like a normal ice cream sandwich, but Greek yogurt, it's easier on the stomach, more protein. So, guys, definitely, I'm not even affiliated with these guys, but this Yasso company, these are game changer.
The next day.
All right, we're going to make breakfast. So breakfast this is my breakfast every single day. I do duck eggs. I was talking about that earlier. If you can find duck eggs, they're fucking awesome. They're a bit more nutrient, almost double the nutrients. They're a lot bigger. Do you have a chicken egg?
Yeah, we do.
Here's a good sized duck egg. So duck egg versus the chicken egg. They're not. I wouldn't say one's better than the other. I mean, there is a lot more nutrients in this one, but it's the same thing. It's just quantity. So I'm gonna have 4 of these where I would have like 6 to 8 chicken eggs if I was to do that. So that's the difference. If you just have chicken eggs, you can do chicken eggs. You don't have to do duck eggs. There's nothing extra special about them. I think they taste better. It's just a preference thing. Like I said, guys, quality is super important. So backside, darker fat, a lot better. Look here, and I looked at there's good meat on them. You know, you don't want to get the cheap, shitty bacon that's just like a slab of fat with a little bit here and there. So good, healthy fats in there, good protein in the meat. So always go for quality. So I love the cast iron for one. It cooks the food a lot better. It's like a weight plate. It's heavy, so if you guys can lift with your pan, but it's not going to have like the Teflon or the non-stick stuff that you don't want to put that in your food, guys. It's really really bad. So the cast iron it's easier to cook on. It's healthier to cook on. It tastes better. The whole cleanup process is a whole lot easier. And like I said, as we go through it, I'll show you how that works. All right, we got that pan heating up. Pull out some bacon. I'm very meticulous about how I lay this out. Make it fit. I'm gonna go for one more. Usually I can only fit 4 in, but we're gonna see what we can do here. It'll shrink up a little bit too and then mix it in there. So we'll let that sit for a few minutes. So with all my food, guys, you'll see I don't really measure or portion anything anymore. One, I've been doing it for a very long time. I've been doing it for 20 years. I know what different amounts of food looks like to me. And mostly I just base it on results. So right now I'm bulking. I'm trying to get as many calories as possible. I've always struggled to get food in. I've always had an easier time dieting. I've always preferred dieting because it's always been easier for me to restrict than it has been to force feed myself all the time. So that's a big part of why you'll see over the day how I eat, and I'll explain that why I eat that way. But I just go by results. So right now I'm getting as much, like I said, as many calories as I can. I'm trying to put on size. As long as I'm recovering, I'm feeling good, and I'm growing, I'm getting the results, then I know I'm getting enough. If I feel like I could have more than I would if I in the past have been just way too full where I just felt like shit and sluggish, I couldn't perform. I was like, this isn't benefiting me because I can't train as hard. So you'll see I don't measure things. If you're starting out in the beginning process, I would definitely practice portioning and measuring your food so you learn the process. And then you need to learn your body. And most of all, you need to be consistent because if you're trying to cut and you're just eating, you're cheating all the time, we don't even know if your macros are right yet. I mean, that's a big thing too, is macros are not an exact science. Okay. Like it's an educated guess basically, but we don't know exactly how many calories your body's going to burn every single day because you do different shit every single day. I do different shit every single day. So our calorie expenditure is always different based on a number of things. So we get an educated guess, and then we have to stick to that plan and see what happens in order to know if we need to change anything. So you'll see I'm very, very strict with my diet. I add things in, but it's the same stuff every single day because one, that's easy. I don't have to think about it. I always know what I'm going to have. But then two, I can track my progress because I can, if something's not working right, I know exactly what the problem is because I'm so dialed into it. And you'll see that what I eat is awesome every single day. It's great food. It's not a struggle to stick to. I like my bacon just a little bit crispy. I don't like it crunchy and dried out. There's a little crisp. That's you want it lighter or softer. You do that too. I forgot to show you guys earlier. For the bacon, I put it on medium heat. And the eggs and the steaks will turn it down, but bacon's I cook on medium. Otherwise, it takes too long. You don't want to cook it too high either, or it'll burn. You don't want to do that. All right, we got a nice big stack of bacon there. You'll see in a few minutes, though, why I have so much here. Because I share a lot of it. So now we're going to pour out the bacon fat into this dish because you don't want to pour it down your drain. It'll solidify and it'll clog your drain, and that'll be a lot of problems. So pour that out. I let it sit, harden, and just dump it in the trash. Then now we're going to get some butter for the eggs. So this is my favorite brand of butter. This was Kerrygold. I just call it the gold butter. It's grass-fed butter, which is great. But this stuff, to me, tastes like movie theater butter popcorn butter. So really, really good. So there's a tiny little layer of bacon grease still in there. I'm gonna cut what is this? A teaspoon? A tablespoon. Tablespoon of butter. And right now, the stove is off. So I turn the stove off when done with the bacon. It's still hot from cooking it, so I'm going to spread this butter around before we do the eggs. And see, I like it because it gets a little bit of that bacon flavor mixed in there with your eggs. If you want to clean it out, you can do that. But I like the flavor. So right now I still have the stove off. It's still hot again, but I keep it off until I get the eggs in there because I don't want one cooking faster than the other. So these duck eggs are a lot thicker shells, so you have to, put a little strength behind it to crack it as opposed to a chicken egg. So crack, and then you kind of have to dig in on these shells because they're thick. Now you can see it. Dropped a piece of shell. I don't know if you can tell in the camera how much bigger that yolk is than a regular chicken egg, but it is. Turn it back on, and now we're going to go to like a medium low. So we're low and slow is going to be the way to cook these eggs. So I'll show you a little treat that I do that a lot of people are probably going to hate. So this I call my carnivore hard candy. So I take a little bit of butter, cut it into like a little hard candy shape, and then just suck on it. So a lot of people probably think that's gross, which that's fine if you do. I've tried it with other butter. It's not. I don't necessarily like doing that with every butter. This one's just really, really good, and I like it. And so we'll get more into it as you go through the day and everything I eat. Even though I'm bulking right now, I do very, very, very little carbs. Like the only carbs that I get, I don't really do any carbs in my actual diet. The only carbs I'm going to get are like snack things. I might take like a little bit of juice or something to take pills or something. I don't know. Or I'll do a little bit of a chocolate bar as a snack type of thing. But I don't do any like real carbs in my diet. Big reason why, like I was saying, I have a hard time eating enough. So trying to get enough carbs, especially on a bulk, is really, really hard. So don't want to talk too much. So we can see it's still a little bit runny up here. So we're going to let it go a little bit more. But back to what I was saying, because I'm not taking any carbs, I need to get more. I still need energy, so I get most of my energy from fat. So that's why you'll see I consume a huge, what's going to seem to most people like a huge amount of fats. But that's because that's my main energy source. So sucking on a little butter like that, that's kind of like my carbs, so to speak, because that's going to be like a fuel source energy. You would not be eating this much fat if you weren't training the way I am, and if you were also eating a bunch of carbs. So because there are over twice as many calories in a gram of fat as there are in a gram of carbs, it helps me get a lot more calories in and a lot more energy in than I can with another diet for me personally. So this looks like it's about ready. Then I'll wait till that kind of cooks through a little bit, that yolk that burst, and then we'll flip it one more time, and then we'll be ready to eat, which is good because I'm fucking starving right now.
Food consumption time.
All right, breakfast time. You can cook your eggs any way you want. This is just what I do. There's nothing, again, nothing special about it. One of the dumbest questions I've ever been asked in my life is I had a client one time, and I had in her meal plan like 3 whole eggs, 4 whole eggs, whatever it was, but let's say 3 whole eggs. And she texts me and she says, "When you say whole eggs, do you mean the whole egg or just the white?" I'm like, it. You said it like what? I don't know. So anyway, for people who ask, it doesn't matter which way you cook your eggs. Easiest way to be on a strict diet is eat good food. If you take the time, if you, I guess, spend the money, invest in yourself to get high quality food, you take the time to learn how to cook, practice. We're putting what 200 recipes on my app, so I have a whole bunch of recipes for you guys there. But it's like anything else. You gotta. I used to hate cooking. I used to hate it. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but I'm better right now. It's fine. But you learn how to. You first get high quality food. You learn how to cook it well for yourself. Every single meal you eat is exquisite. There's no suffering there. There's no trouble sticking to a diet. Like you'll see, my day is easy. I eat like a king all day long. Everything is good. There's no struggle whatsoever. This is part of why I cook so much food because, like I said, I don't necessarily get it all. So I share all of my food with them as long as it's something they can have. But one, because I love them and I'm a softie and I love to share with them. But particularly with these guys, the wolves, not that it's like any kind of a threat or anything like that, but part of like the way their hierarchy is organized is through feeding time. So the in a wolf pack, the mother and father are the two alphas, the alpha male, the alpha female, and the offspring, all the other wolves in the pack are their offspring, their kids. So there is a pack hierarchy, like a pecking list, and that's basically decided around mealtime. So the alphas, the parents, they choose who eats what and when, right? So by me sharing with them, it just kind of reinforces that I'm dad in a more um, primal way than like with a dog. Like that's the thing, the more you learn about these guys, the more time you spend with me and learn about the wolves. Um, they're amazing, but they're not dogs. Like mine are hybrids. They're wolf dogs is the correct word. So they do have dog in them, but they behave very differently than a dog. So if you get a wolf dog thinking that you're just going to have a husky that's part wolf, it's very different than that, and that's where a lot of them wind up in shelters, and we don't want to do that. So that's part of why I share with them is it helps just kind of reinforce the boundaries, and they're sweet and I love them, so they deserve it. So when we're done, these guys love this. They like to clean the extra fat and everything off the plate. So this is how, part of the pack thing, everybody behaves, everybody shares off the same plate. So this is Domino. She's 5, just turned 5. She's 33% wolf. This is Kovu. He's 50% wolf. He's going to be 3 here in a couple of weeks. And this Katana, She's a husky. She doesn't have any wolf in her, so she's a husky, and she's 5. She's gonna be 6 in June of this year. All right, now we're going to get my pre-workout ready. So this is my energized pre-workout, and this stuff, guys. So if you've followed me for any period of time, you know that I typically don't like pre-workouts because they upset my stomach. They make me sick, feel like I'm gonna throw up, and my workouts struggles. So this stuff, I want to make something that was good, easy on the stomach, because I want to make sure I can take my own shit. So that's what we developed. This one's super easy on the stomach. The energy is like crazy. You're fucking ready to go. If you like a stimulant, which it is a stimulant workout, it is a stimulant pre-workout. So if you don't like that, there are 200 milligrams of caffeine. So it is going to get you wired up. I'm also going to put a scoop of creatine in there. So this is my old brand. This is still my line. This is back when it was True Alpha. I'm just using up what I had of it before, we have the new Lifts with Wolves line. So put the pre-workout creatine in there. This is what, 12 ounces of water? Yeah, in the little mini cup. And so wait till you try the flavor on this, guys. The lemonade, I love lemonade. You can't go wrong there. It just tastes just like lemonade. Super good. And I'll show you the Engorge, and then this is my Big Game supplement. So Engorge, this is another great one as just a pre-workout. If you don't like to do your typical pre-workouts with stimulants, all that, or the drink, whatever it is. So this is going to open up the veins. It's going to make you more vascular. It's going to pump more blood to the muscles, give you more of that pump. And this has been like one of my favorite supplements since it came out in the late 90s. These the NO supplements, nitric oxide supplements. So this one I went like all the way out. So we did 2 forms of arginine and 2 forms of citrulline malate. So you're going to have the precursor and then the amplifier. So it's going to be like a time released. It's going to get you pumped. You're going to retain that pump for longer. We do have a little bit of beta alanine in there as well. So that's going to slow down the lactic acid and the burn in the muscle. You're going to be able to get more reps that way. I've never had that tingly feeling with this. A lot of people don't like beta alanine for the flushing and the tingly effect. There's not as much of that in here. So I haven't felt that. I haven't had anybody tell me they felt that with this, but just so you know, that is in there. Now this one, this is the Big Game. This is part of my Ultimate Male Performance Enhancement Stack and my Ultimate Female Performance Enhancement Stack. But that's hard to get out. So anyway, this is the New Zealand Deer Antler Velvet. So what this supplement does, guys, is it increases your IGF-1, your insulin-like growth factor, and your natural HGH. So that's going to help with building new muscle tissue. It's going to help with repair. It's going to help with tightening skin. It helps with burning fat. It's a number of awesome benefits with this. So this is just one a day, and I do this as a pre-workout because the pump that you get from this stuff, guys, is absolutely insane. Like you stack this pre-workout stack together here, the Engorge, the pre-workout, and the creatine. You're going to be big. You're going to be full. You have crazy workouts on this. But if you add in that Deer Antler Velvet to this whole pre-workout mix, the pump, the first time I did that, I was doing chest and back. I did my first set of cable flies, and my chest was so fucking pumped and tight. Like I thought something was wrong. Like I thought I was having a cramp. Like the enhancement from that is absolutely insane. So this is what I do pre-workout. I take 4 of these, 1 of these with, I guess I can take them now. So 4 of the Engorge, 1 of the Deer Antler Velvet. I'll take it with our pre-workout. We'll be ready to go. Okay, this is my post workout. So, this is my protein. Like I said earlier, I don't use this typically. I wouldn't say I don't use it, but I don't typically use a protein myself. I get all my protein from my food. But protein shakes are still good. I would say food first, but some people they can't eat their stomach all the food, or this makes it a lot easier budget friendly wise. So if that's a thing, then that can definitely help. So with my protein though, I did put digestive enzymes in here. It helps it break down and absorb better. You're going to get more protein into your system because it's better digestion and absorption. It's easier on the stomach. You're not going to get that bloated feeling that you get with a lot of proteins, burping, gas, all that kind of stuff. We did brownie batter chocolate. So we'll look at the label. So we got me on there, and then we got Kovu on over there. So you can see them better. It's on all the products, but on the protein, you can see them a little bit better. And I'm really proud of these. I think they came out really cool. And then so yeah, we have brownie batter chocolate and then old fashioned vanilla flavor for the vanilla. The vanilla is personally my favorite. Is just really really good. The chocolate's really good too. Like taste is big for me, guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but I started doing this in the late 90s, early 2000s, back when there was chocolate peanut butter flavor for protein and it was fucking terrible and all that shit. So things have progressed, but taste has been big for me, guys. I know when you're taking products, taste is important. So the protein tastes really good. The pre-workout tastes really good. The greens I had this morning, amazing. So this is what I do. I'll show you. So like I said, post-workout, do a protein shake if that's your thing. I'm going to have, you'll see my post workout meal. This is what I do immediately post workout. I'm going to take my BCAAs with my super reds. So I'll tell you the thing with the BCAAs, while I do carry them as a product because they are super popular, the BCAAs, honestly, in my opinion, are probably the most overhyped supplement that there is. So BCAAs are just broken down protein molecules. So this is just a fraction of a molecule of protein. So it's still good. Like I use it as literally, I use this as a flavor drink. It doesn't do anything bad, but you're not going to get these life changing effects from your BCAAs. So they're a good addition to have. I use it because I take my creatine post workout. Normally, when I did a shake, I would put creatine in my shake, but since I don't do the shake, that's why I do the BCAAs. Is basically just something to mix my creatine with. So do 5 grams pre-workout, 5 grams post-workout. Some people say that's overkill, but I've noticed better results doing that. I didn't notice a whole lot with 5, so I do pre and post. So I'm gonna put the BCAAs in there, the creatine in there, and then my super reds. This is a bunch of like fruits and stuff like that, getting more antioxidants, more micronutrients for the microbiome. And this stuff, guys, is so good. So the BCAAs are the summer watermelon flavor, and then the reds are kiwi strawberry. So that kiwi strawberry mixed with the watermelon is super super good. Um, so big cup, shake this up. So you, like I said, you can do these in its own drink. Um, I just do that to mix the creatine in there. If you want to do shakes, you can do shake. I probably wouldn't mix these with your shake. That'd probably be gross. I'm not gonna try that. Mm, it's so good. It's such like a sweet, refreshing drink. So like with my the fat burning stack that I do, the bundle that I do, I don't have the fat burner here with me because I'm not cutting right now. But I have the fat burner bundled with the BCAs. The reason for that, honestly, guys, is the BCAs just make it a nice, healthy, low calorie drink to have. You know, to quench that sweet tooth. It just tastes really good. So if you're cutting, BCAs are a great thing to have if you're trying to cut down on like sodas or sugary drinks. That's a great alternative. So they're not a bad supplement by any means. I wouldn't carry them if they were, but like I said, it's just overhyped. So as far as all the different things to get, BCAs are going to be like low on the list, but they are still beneficial. Okay, now we're going to do my lunch or my post workout meal. So I'm gonna have a steak. So you want your steak, if you let it sit out and kind of warm up to room temperature a little bit more, it cooks a lot better, a lot more evenly through. Especially myself, I like a rare steak, so letting it kind of warm up to room temperature helps with that even cook through and good crisp outside and the cool red center. So I've let this sit out here already for about 20-30 minutes, and now we're just going to salt both sides. So I like Himalayan pink salt. Other people like Celtic salt. I haven't tried it, but I've heard good things. So I just do like a light sprinkle on there, kind of pat it in, flip it over, a little light salt on the other side. Now, especially with what I eat, as clean as it is, I don't get a lot of sodium just in other things. So if you're on a really clean diet, like people talk about low sodium for your health, for heart health, things like that, which if you're eating a typical shit diet that's full of sodium and preservatives and everything that you eat, then yeah, sodium is going to be a problem. But if you're eating really clean, you're eating healthy, whole foods, there's not going to be a lot of sodium there. And if you don't have enough, then that can cause heart issues, blood pressure issues, a number of different issues. So make sure definitely salt your steak. It's very, very good for you. So we're going to let this sit now salted for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to cook it up. All right, we've let the steak sit for about 20 minutes with the salt on there. So now we're going to get ready to cook. So I like to cook in this butter. So we're going to get like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 3 tablespoons of butter. Cut that there. Throw this in the cast iron skillet. And now this one I'm going to turn down to the same that I cooked the eggs on, this medium low. So we're going to cook it low temperature. I don't like it overdone. I like my steaks really rare. All right, now we're going to go a little bit of black pepper. I just like it better. I like to see to have it cooked in there rather than so much on the steak. And then we're going to pour the butter over the top. This is I'm not like a chef or anything. I don't know like what I'm doing, so to speak. But my wife taught me this recipe that she learned from a Gordon Ramsay video, I think. Yeah, that's what it was, and it's really good. So we put a little bit of garlic in there, or kind of a lot of garlic. I like a little bit more. And so these, like, I don't put a specific amount. I just kind of do what I feel like that day. And so sometimes I'll want a little bit more peppery steak. I'll go heavier on the black pepper, light on the garlic. This one I'm going to go a little heavier on the garlic, lighter on the pepper. And then this is rosemary. It's just kind of a little earthy taste in there. And then that one I just usually do just a little bit. So you can kind of change it, try different things for what you like. I cook 2 minutes aside. So low, medium low. We're going to take the steak, go right in the butter. Start the 2-minute timer. Grab the spoon, and then we're gonna pour this butter over the top to kind of coat it. It's hot; it'll give it a little bit of start the warming cooking process a little bit. Pour it on there, but it's really gonna kind of soak in and really help retain that moisture in there. And so there, 3 tablespoons of butter is kind of a lot, but you can see most of it's off to the side, and I'll pour it over the top of the steak when we're done. But most of it's not going to get eaten. So, same thing with the bacon this morning. There's a lot of fat, but most of it gets cooked off and left. So we'll let that sit the rest of the time. All right, 2 minutes. We're going to flip it. Give the butter a little toss around to coat the bottom. Flip it over. Start another 2 minutes. There's spoon back. And we're going to cover this side again. Sometimes you got to move it around in the pan so that butter has room to drip down. Kovu knows it's almost time. Come here. What do you think? All right, 2 minutes. Turn the heat off. Grab underneath there. And I just get the fork to support it. Over here, and we're going to let it rest on top of those chopsticks just to let the juices soak in and stay. Take what's left of our butter and our seasonings. All right, and then we're gonna let that sit for 5 minutes. So I set my timer for 4 minutes because it usually takes me about a minute to get it off the stove. Set it, pour the butter on. So then I'll set the timer for 4 minutes. That's the hard part. We sit and wait, and then be time to eat. So yeah, that's how I like my steak. Pretty damn rare. Cook it how you like it. That's how I like it. You don't really want to overcook your steak though, because if you cook it too much, it does cook out a lot of the nutrients. And so, you know, the less you cook it, the more it's going to retain the nutrients, the protein, all that kind of good stuff. And good fatty steaks are good. Like you don't, I'm cutting off, this extra that's just kind of hard for me to chew that these guys like. Um, but you want to have some good marbling in there. Those healthy fats are healthy. Like I said, with the way I eat, struggling. Um, the way I eat, fats are my primary source of energy. So that's why I take in a lot of fat, particularly while I'm bulking. And then when I'm cutting, I'll still do this. I'll still cook this the same, but I'll cut out like a lot of the extra stuff that you'll see me eat today. So when we first brought him home, or brought Domino home, she was a 7 weeks old little baby, and Katana wanted to play with her. And Domino is a very dominant wolf puppy, well, dominant adult. And so as a puppy, she didn't understand it was play. So she was immediately trying to kill Katana, who was, uh, I mean, she was still young, but she was a pretty much full grown husky. But she was so little, she didn't understand that. She didn't understand that it was play. And then Katana didn't understand that she was trying to kill her. So it took a while for her to figure it out and then to teach her how to play. But they've been sisters that grew up together ever since.
A few moments later.
All right, now we're going to talk about what I use for snacks. So this is the load, I suppose. So this is right now like my favorite snack food. So these are carnivore crisps. So if you guys haven't tried these before, it's basically like super thin beef jerky that's dried to where it's like crispy, crunchy, like a potato chip. So these two are my personal favorite, the ribeye and the brisket. Those honestly are like two of the best things I've ever had in my life. They're like melt in your mouth, eyes roll back, unreal fucking good. So this one too, I don't not knocking the sirloin at all. This one, the only thing I'm saying is it's more of a traditional jerky flavor, where this is like better than anything I've ever had in my life. These, what's cool about them though is it's a little bit thicker than the other two. Like this ribeye, it's so like I said, melty. You put it in your mouth and it just like melts, crumbles. Same thing with the brisket. But this one being a little bit thicker, you can use it like a chip for dip or nachos or things like that. So I snack on these fairly frequently, guys. I mean, the thing I really like about it too is it really gives you that snack sensation of like eating potato chips. I'll show you one real quick. So yeah, I mean, when you want a snack, you have the feeling of going into the bag, getting here. There's, I mean, it's so good. These are an absolute game changer, particularly if you're dieting, because like I said, it satisfies that snack craving, not just like the taste, but the action of snacking. Unreal for that, and super healthy. Highly recommend the carnivore crisp no matter what. This is another big go-to. Just simple roast beef, deli roast beef. I like to get the sliced stuff over the counter, not the pre-packaged stuff. Um, just fresher, better. But that's really good. I mean, I just pull out, if I want a snack, I just pull out a slice, roll it up, eat it like off of a meat and cheese tray. So really like that. Same thing, that's good even when you're dieting, cutting. Um, this Swiss cheese, I'm a big cheese fan. Swiss cheese is my personal favorite. Um, and so I'll have this like occasionally, like two slices or something, sometimes in the evening, maybe something in the afternoon. But this is usually winds up being an evening snack for me. When I'm bulking, fairly like I'll do it on, I don't want to even say most days, maybe like half and half here and there. When I'm cutting, I tend to stay away from stuff like that just because it makes it easier just to focus on this, this, and this, and not have the kind of snacks and stuff. Another great snack are nuts, any kind of nut. I just put peanuts and pistachios out here because they're my favorites. Almonds are great, macadamia nuts are great, walnuts are great, pecans are great, yeah, and mixed nuts are great, whatever, right? Nuts are good. They're healthy fats, good protein. The one thing I say about nuts though is those are ones that it's easy to go overboard on because they're really good and you can just scoop a handful. It's like a lot of calories. So I don't snack a lot on nuts just because it's so easy to accidentally overdo it. So nuts are a great snack, but just be aware of that it's really easy to go over on this, much harder to go over on this stuff here. So this side is my less healthy options, but still good. So we're going to start with this Yasso brand of it's a frozen Greek yogurt. So um, I don't do well with milk ice cream with my stomach, so I don't do that anymore. So this has been a great alternative. The Greek yogurt doesn't bother my stomach. It's higher in protein, which is always a plus. And so these are good, like just 100-calorie treats. So they have, I don't even know how many flavors. We have the salted caramel, which is one of my favorite. That's my wife's favorite. The fudge brownie is my particular favorite. They have some kind of like this stuff that's the chocolate dipped with the crunch on, like the, I think they're called a dilly bar, maybe. Am I right? Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Anyhow, those are some of my favorites. Ice cream sandwiches are like my favorite frozen treat ever. And my favorite thing about this is on the box, one serving per container is one serving is four sandwiches, which is the whole box. So 410 calories in the whole box, which is not bad for four ice cream sandwiches. Even as someone who could binge ice cream sandwiches, I've never eaten four ice cream sandwiches in one sitting. But I just like that about the company that they put that on their label. But yeah, guys, this Yasso brand, any grocery store you can find them in. But yeah, they're really, really, really good. Is the poppables. This is just like a dipped ice cream, and these are only 35 calories a pop. And they're like, this is kind of crumbling. They're decent size. I mean, you probably could eat a lot of these because they are really good. But like, I don't think you would eat a whole bag of these. I think like I've eaten three or four in like a sitting, so to speak. And I'm like, that's good. So that's the big thing I like about all this stuff, guys, is it's really good and really satisfying. Like especially these carnivore crisps, coming back to that, as opposed to like potato chips where you just want to keep going. It just becomes like this mindless snacking. This stuff is so satisfying. Each bite is just, it's so good that after you've had a few bites of it, like you can very easily stop. Like you feel you don't have the compulsion to keep snacking. Even with these things, it's the same thing. So that's the thing I like about stuff that's really good and for the most part healthy is you it's better for you anyway, but you wind up eating less because it's so satisfying as to like your mid-level junk that you just have to keep doing more to have that same dopamine hit. So last but not least, now that we're talking about healthy, we're gonna go to not so healthy. So this is just chocolate, guys. This is not nothing special, nothing alternative, extra healthy. This is just good chocolate bars. So I'm going to show you because I like it. So this is this Milka brand. It's a Swiss chocolate, and I've seen them in a lot of different stores. I mean, they're not that hard to find, but it's just like really, really good chocolate. It's just really yummy. It's like a thin layer, and then they put something in the middle, and another thin layer on top. So it has this like soft crunch to it when you bite into it. Really, really good. This one is, these two are my favorite. So this one is some kind of chocolate in chocolate. I don't know what that says, but it's really good. Um, this one's like a hazelnut raisin bar. And this one we just got in like a mixed pack one time to try them. I was like, nah, that'll probably be pretty good. But it is like one of the best chocolate bars I've ever had in my life. It's I like oatmeal raisin cookies, so if you like oatmeal raisin, it's like an oatmeal raisin brownie. It's so good. So this is, like I said, this is pretty much it for what I snack on. I mean, maybe if we're out somewhere and there's something else that I want, if I'm not like cutting, when I'm cutting, I'm strict. No real snacks, no real deviations. It's just focused, tunnel vision, cutting. If I'm bulking, it's eat whatever the fuck I can. If I'm kind of like in a maintenance, I'm not trying to really go any which way. Then I just have stuff when I want it. But for the most part, yeah, guys, this is what's typical for me. These things here, I'd say I have most days. If I want a snack, then I'll do that. The chocolate bars, I say I probably have maybe one or two of those a week max. Right now, while I'm bulking, like I don't just dig into junk food constantly like that. That's just if I'm wanting something like a little extra good, a little extra treat, then I'll do like part of one of these. And that's what I'm saying. Like a Hershey's bar, I have to eat like a whole Hershey bar to really like feel good. It's because it's good, but it's just not the same. Like, oh man, like after you've had a couple bites of really good quality chocolate or really good quality treats, you feel satisfied. You don't have that compulsion to keep going. Yeah, these ones I do eat these most days when I'm right now I'm bulking. I'll have at least one or two, sometimes three of any of this stuff. So the ice cream or the not the ice cream, the Greek yogurt, I definitely dig into a lot. All right, guys, this is my nighttime supplement stack. So this is my sleep formula, which this is really important. I mean, it you don't think of a sleep supplement as like an imperative bodybuilding supplement, but really the truth is all of your muscle growth, not most of your muscle growth, all of your muscle growth is when you're sleeping. So if you don't get good quality sleep, that's when you're actually growing. So none of the other shit that you do matters. So I personally have a very hard time sleeping. I'm definitely insomniac. I go to bed after my wife. I get it before her, and I wake up many times during the night. So I struggle. I don't know how she puts up with me, but I struggle to sleep. So that's why this was really important to me. And I basically, for ingredients, just took every single kind of sleep supplement there is and put it all into one thing. So we have magnesium, melatonin, tryptophan, which is in turkey, that what makes you sleep, chamomile, lemon balm, taurine, GABA, which helps you sleep and it increases growth hormone production overnight. 5-HTP, which is a mood enhancer. That's also this supplement here. So everything all into there in one supplement, guys. This really, really helps you get good, restful sleep, and you don't wake up groggy the next morning because it's just natural stuff that helps with the hormones and chemicals your body produces overnight. So it's going to give you a good, natural, restful sleep and not have you like a knock you out like a sleeping pill would. This is the next supplement I take. This is Mood. So this is 5-HTP, which is tryptophan. It's a little bit higher dosage than what this is. So you can take this during the day. It's generally not like this by itself is not going to typically just make you fall asleep, but it does relax you. I mean, it does help with the mood. It does relax you. Now, where taking it overnight can help you sleep because it is tryptophan like in turkey that makes you fall asleep. What that does is the 5-HTP is the precursor to serotonin. So this is what your body uses to make serotonin. So taking it at night, it's going to help you sleep. Then that's in your system for the next day when you're awake, and that's where you're going to be able to produce more serotonin. It's just going to have a happier, more elevated mood. So this is a I was going to say slept on as mean ignored, but no pun intended. This is a big slept on supplement that can do a lot more for you than you would think. So That's part of the mental health stack. Definitely give that one a try. This is just a little CBD supplement. Makes it super simple. I take at night. I don't like to do the gummies right at night after I brush my teeth. So just CBD helps you relax and kind of fall into that sleep a little bit easier. This in itself isn't going to put you to sleep, so you can take it like during the day if you want to, if you're stressed, anything like that. Um, so it doesn't put you to sleep, but taking it with these guys is just going to help you fall asleep easier. And lastly is the Alpha Male Test Booster supplement. So this I take before bed because that's when you're really producing the most testosterone. So that's honestly really when you're going to get the most out of it is taking it before bed. That's when the muscle repair happens. So all of that. You can take it before you work out. That's honestly not really going to make much more of a significant benefit. Like, I mean, it might elevate testosterone levels before the workout. But this stuff, like if you're taking it consistently every day, the point is to keep your levels stable. So you don't really need to do the before workout. So like I said, I take it before bed. You can take it whenever you want, really, but I think that before bed is going to be the best time. So this is my nighttime regimen. Super important for helping get good sleep, get good recovery, because that is when you're actually going to build muscle.
It's dinner time!
Okay, dinner time. So for dinner, I'm going to have another steak. This time I'm going to add some mushrooms to it, just add a little bit more flavor. And then I do like to have a glass of red wine sometimes for dinner. Really good with the antioxidants. It helps with circulation, blood flow, everything like that. So I don't really drink outside of that like ever, but I do like to have a glass of red wine with my dinner sometimes. With this steak and the mushrooms, I want to do 4 tablespoons because the mushrooms are going to soak up a little bit more of that butter, and we just need to have enough where I can spoon it and get it on the steak. So, like I said, a lot of it's we're not going to eat half a stick of butter for dinner. Um, a lot of it's going to be left over on the plates, and the wolves are going to clean that up. But that's what we're going to do for this meal. I'm going to put a decent amount of the rosemary in, a little bit more than what I did for lunch. And then the black pepper, I'm just going to put a tiny bit in this time because there's already a little bit still in there. And I don't want this one to be as peppery. And then I'm going to go like a medium amount of garlic on this one. Steak in over to the side. Start the timer. 2 minutes. We're going to throw butter on first. Now, we're just going to grab whichever ones look good. I kind of tetras them in there, I like to say. Heat on both sides, a little bit butter on both sides to spread them out. We're going to pour this butter on first. Drench that steak. And then we're going to pull the mushrooms out on top. Hold on. You fucking savage.
It looks like a raccoon gun.
Yes, it does. I'm just like, what the goddamn fuck is this? Vegetarian, like I didn't feel like bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't miserable. I'm not gonna say that by any means. Um, but I was definitely more tired, but like not to an extent that I like noticed it then. You know what I'm saying? But when I went back to eating meat, it was like I'd just gotten the best sleep I've ever had and was just like awake and alive. Like, holy shit, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, so it was, yeah, like I said, I mean, I can't say that vegan or vegetarian that I felt bad on it. Definitely comparatively, you know what I'm saying? And the stomach issues when I was clean with it was okay. Like it was it helped some, but I still did get kind of a bloated stomach a lot of times with different things. So it didn't just solve my problem. But yeah, the energy was crazy, crazy. I definitely noticed my muscles get more full. I mean, when you go through like all of my older videos on Instagram, you can see the change in my physique of when went back to eating meat from when I was doing vegetarian. I mean, yeah, truth be told, it had a pretty profound impact. I'm not saying that the way I eat is the way that you should eat or whatever. I'm just telling you, I'm showing you what I do on a daily basis, telling you why I do it, why I enjoy it, and how I feel my experience in doing it. So if that's something that sounds like it makes sense to you and sounds appealing to you, I do recommend trying it because it's definitely had a profound impact on my life. Just a second, but so if you guys have questions, more questions about um, carnivore or how I eat or any other diet at all, like I said, I've done pretty much any kind of diet. I've done carb cycling over the years. I've done carb backloading. I'll do different videos on each of these different diets more in detail on their own. Um, but yeah, I've done a lot of different stuff. Not trying to find the right thing, but mostly as like a trainer, I want to, when I get questions and asked how something is, I want to be able to speak from experience, not just speak from what I've been told. You know what I'm saying? All right. So dessert, I'm doing the Yasso frozen Greek yogurt, sea salt caramel chocolate crunch bar. This one's probably my favorite overall. Frozen dipped crunch bars. So yeah, like I said, I have these right now a lot. I would say not every day, but most days when I'm bulking, I do this. Like I said, these are only 100-calorie treats, so they're not bad even if you're dieting. For me, it's just mentally easier to focus and just cut out all treats like this. On the occasion when I really want one, I'll have it, but that's pretty rare. Like when I get into cut mode, I just do better just getting into that mode and just focus. And when I do that, it's a period of 2 to 4 months max. So like it's not bad for me to just be strict for a few months at a time. It's just easier on my focus. It's just easier on life. I don't have to think or balance or decide, oh, well, should I have it? No, just go straight to it. So then when I'm maintaining or bulking, then I could have a little bit more freedom. Now I'm going to have the ice cream sandwich, which I don't feel bad about having after the last one because, like we saw earlier, this is only 1/4 of a serving, so no problem, right?
Get in my belly!
Okay, guys, this is my bedtime snack. It's one of my favorite things to eat. So this is strawberry Greek yogurt. This is the way I do my beard, or the way my wife does my beard at nighttime to kind of pull it together, protect it so it's not getting all up in everything when I'm trying to sleep. I've had this stuff every single night, probably for like 25 years. Well, probably like 20 years, actually. But it's one of my favorite things. And it's good because it's that slow digesting, slow absorbing casein protein. So that's going to kind of trickle into your bloodstream overnight while you're asleep, keeping that protein in your system while you're not eating overnight. So it's really good for helping build muscle while you're sleeping. So I usually eat about half of one of these. And so that's about 50 grams of protein. So there's about 100 grams of protein in this whole thing. So I'll have half of it tonight. I'll have half of it tomorrow night. And so that's a good solid 50 grams of protein right before bed that's going to stay with you throughout the night. So I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to head off to bed because I'm exhausted. We have to get up and do this all tomorrow. So If you have any questions about anything in the video, let me know in the comments. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.